welcome to the War Rogers News Channel. Thank you for watching. Alright, let's go ahead and spectate Whiscash's Wild Water Rapids. Alright. Sanjay support vs Lorenzo. And we will be right back. Good luck to both of you. Alright, we are at turn number 1. Sanjay support vs Lorenzo. Alright, so what do I think is going to happen? Alright, so I'm going to predict that... Well, I don't know if this victory bell is physical or special. I do think that Pincer might switch. Might. Or could just wall it out. Or not really wall it out, sorry. Or just try to... what's the word? Tank it and go directly for some sort of heavy-hitting move. But I don't know if Pincer wants to take that sort of risk. I mean, Lorenzo's probably going to switch out of his Pincer. Now, as for Victory Bell, I don't know what's going to happen with Victory Bell. Victory Bell could switch or could do a Sludge Bomb. Or HP Fire if it has it, specifically for Pincer. Alright, so... Alright. Lorenzo has decided on a move, and Sanjay's support is still trying to figure out what he should do. Alright, so Victory Bell is going to switch out into Furo. Pincer is going to go immediately for the substitute, predicting the switch, which is a good call on Lorenzo's behalf. Now Pincer needs to have the speed to do a rock slide, or at least pull off a rock slide at least. Alright, that proved fatal. Right away, Lorenzo immediately issued the first blow in this competitive battle. Alright, so Stantler, there we go. What's Stantler gonna do? Well, Stantler's known to be physical, so yeah. You know, I don't see Intimidate on Stantler, so I don't know what ability it has. But I do know that it has Mega Horn, though. Either that or maybe the Hyper Cutter probably prevents the Intimidate. I'm not sure if Pincer gets Hyper Cutter, does it? Alright. I'll let you all research that. If Pincer can get Hyper Cutter or not. I think that's why Stantler's Intimidate. I think Stantler did have Intimidate, but Hyper Cutter probably cut it off, so... Or cut it... Not cut it off, sorry. It probably canceled the Intimidate. Alright, so Golduck came in. Now... Grumple could do a return, but I see Golduck doing a Surf, though. So there's a Surf. Will it prove fatal? It does not. Does Return prove fatal? Return does indeed prove fatal. Alright, so far Lorenzo is actually doing pretty well here in this match. I mean, Furo is knocked out, and Grumple is in the yellow. So far, Lorenzo's doing well. So, what's going to happen here? Well, I'm going to safely assume that there's going to be a lot of switching. But I think Grumple is... I think it's going to probably switch into Victory Bell, predicting a potential Signal Beam. But support can think of the switch, because Venomoth can learn Psychic, so, you know. Oh, Electrode, nice. So there's a Sludge Bomb, which did hit quite hard, though. Venomoth is going to be going into Raichu. And there's the Thunderbolt. Now, I'm not too sure what's going to happen with Raichu, though. I'm going to assume that the Raichu... I mean, Raichu could do a substitute predicting a possible switch. Or a Wish. Whatever floats your boat, Lorenzo. Whatever floats your boat. Alright, so... Raichu is probably going to go into something that's not that well. I guess Torkoal. I was thinking more of Venomoth because Venomoth is in the yellow, but alright, no problem. Alright, so wow, Lorenzo is already exposing his team pretty quickly, and so did his opponent. Both Lorenzo and Sanjay's support exposed their teams. Alright. So now no one has the surprise advantage. Now Solrock is probably going to switch into Victory Bell, predicting a possible waterfall. Now Poliwrath can take advantage of this opportunity by doing a bulk up, possibly. And if Poliwrath has Ice Punch, I think this would be really an excellent time to build up your bulk ups and then use an Ice Punch, or do a waterfall predicting. I guess I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. So Lorenzo was predicting a Venomoth. So now I'm going to say that Poliwrath is probably going to. All right. I kind of knew he had bulk up. Now I'm going to predict either another Rock Slide or a Switch. The crit did prove fatal, but I think Electrode's going to be here about because Electrode is going to outspeed Poliwrath, so yeah, that'll be an instant kill. And as for Electrode, I think that Electrode has Thunderbolt. I mean, it should have Thunderbolt. So I think Poliwrath is going to faint from... Oh, I guess I was right about the whole Hypercutter thing with Pinsir. Yeah, so now the attack stat is back to normal, but here's the thing though. Support, you know that Electrode's faster than Poliwrath, right? I mean... Oh, all right. Well, I guess he knocked out Poliwrath, but still, Electrode is faster, and the knockout would have been a little bit more secure. All right. So far, both opponents have two Pokemon that are not in the battle anymore. And so far, the probabilities are quite par, actually. Although the timer is starting to work against Lorenzo. I think that Lorenzo is probably going to pull in. I think Lorenzo is probably thinking about this. But he could pull in maybe Torkoal because of the flame body. Alright, so he decided on Venomoth. Alright. So I wonder what Venomoth has in its arsenal that Lorenzo would like to try out. I mean, we do know that the Venomoth has Sludge Bomb, but does it have Giga Drain though? There's Sludge Bomb, and that's gonna prove fatal here against Stantler. Now I'm going to predict Electrode because Electrode outspeeds Venomoth. Okay, Victory Bell. I guess support is going more for the bulk rather than for the speed. But I don't blame support for pulling in Victory Bell because Venomoth is at 100% health, so. I kind of knew Torkoal would come in. Alright, so Torkoal could do an Earthquake. Sorry about that. Alright, so Grumple could do an Earthquake. Or just switch. Oh, I guess Rizzo's kind of dancing here at the moment. Pincer did a pretty good job tanking off Earthquake. And Victory Bell didn't do such a good job tanking Pincer's Earthquake. So Pincer's gonna try to sweep here with the Earthquake, and I think that Electrode, I mean, I don't see why Electrode can't be pulled in. But at the same time, though, Grumple does have, I think it has Intimidate. Alright, so Electrode is probably going to do a Thunderbolt, which is why Lorenzo pulled in the Raichu, predicting the Thunderbolt. Alright, so could Raichu, or sorry, Electrode switch into Grumple? Not very likely. Alright, so now I can safely say that Lorenzo's going to win this match. GG. Here's why. Because Grumple is 1 against 4. Not to mention, Pincer is really good at the whole strong attacker stereotype in NU. So, sorry. Pincer fits into the stereotype of the strong attacker. So, that's something that's not going to go over very well against Grumple. Also, Venomoth goes really nicely for the special attacker, so either way, Grumple is pretty much at a dead end. So, GG. Lorenzo has defeated Sanjay support. Alright. So, Yeah, Lorenzo vs Frags. So we will be right back. Please stay tuned. Alright. The final battle has started. Lorenzo vs Frags. All the way at Meteor Falls. Alright. Let's go ahead and see what's about to ensue. Alright, so I'm going to predict a switch from Ninetales to something else, and I'm going to predict Golduck doing a substitute. I guess this is not the subset Golduck. I usually see a lot of substitute Golducks, and that's because Golduck used to carry the usual set back then was Surf, Psychic, Calm Mind, Substitute. That was the standard set for a Golduck. But I guess the times have changed. So now it's probably something a little different. Alright, so there's the Encore, which means that Golduck is forced to use Surf, which means that, well, that Golduck needs to switch. What that'll also mean is that Lorenzo has just scouted Frags with the whole Encore thing. So, oh, nice. Lorenzo was able to thwart off the Toxic with the Muck. So far, Lorenzo is doing pretty well in the scouting department. I mean, he's kind of measuring up his threat here. There's a Synthesis, and Muck is going to go immediately for the Ice Punch, which is going to be super effective, and it's going to lead to a 2-hit KO unless Frag switches his Jump Pluff into something else, which I think is a very likely case scenario. Yeah, I mean, Jump Pluff is just too good to lose. I don't mean too good to lose as in, like, you know, it can't be knocked out. I mean too good to lose as in, like, Frags doesn't want to knock it out so quickly because it has some really good moves. I mean, Encore, Toxic, Synthesis. I mean, you're looking at a potential wall there. So Maka's going to do an Ice Punch there, and all right. Yeah. Ooh. Immediately defrosted. For some reason, Frags keeps wanting to spam off the Toxic, which I think is going to... Actually, I kind of think that Muck is going to stay in the ring because Muck does not want other Pokemon to get poisoned. Ooh. Well, at least Muck will get to increase its attack and defense. I mean, I know it'll be slow, but I guess Lorenzo doesn't want to do that. Alright, so there's Gligar. Okay, so I'm going to predict the switch out of Torkoal because it's just too deadly for Torkoal to stay in the ring. Now, Frags is such a good player. I would not be surprised if he estimates a possible switch out of Torkoal into something else. I would not be surprised if Frags does a prediction. Alright. Said Torkoal's probably going to go into... I mean, Earthquake is going to hit really hard, though, so if Lurazzo has a flying type or some sort of Pokemon that can wall off ground type moves, I think this would be the perfect time to go into that. Oh, Whiscash. Alright. And I kind of knew that that Frags was going to do some sort of move predicting a switch. So Gligar did a Swords Dance, and Earthquake was almost about to be fatal. But the critical hit is going to be a game changer for Lurazzo. So far it is. So far it's a minor game changer. Alright, so Rosalina. I'm going to predict a switch into Muck. Primarily due to Giga Drain. Either Muck or Torkoal. But I'm going to put all my chips on Muck because Muck can wall off a Toxic. Well, not just wall off, it's just completely immune to Toxic. Torkoal is not immune to Toxic, so yeah. Alright, so Rosalina, yeah, doesn't beat around the bush, it just sets up all these spikes. Now, I'm going to predict that Rosalina is going to switch. Yep. Alright. Now, I'm going to predict that Muck is going to do a Curse, which then Shuckle in turn is going to do an Encore. Alright, so Muck is going directly for the Curse, and I think that Frags doesn't want to do an Encore now. Or if he does, he's going to have to assume the worst. Alright. Or maybe he has something for the later match. I just thought about that Frags might have something waiting. Alright, so either Muck is going to switch, or I think Shuckle is going to switch. But I think I'm not too sure if Muck will switch or not. I'm kind of inclined to say yes, but I'm also inclined to say no because of the possible Toxic risk. Alright, so Ninetales. Ninetales can't hurt Muck that much, unless you're considering Extra Sensory, which is a Psychic move, and it could flinch Muck. So I guess that's kind of qualified into the whole super effective group. But can it cause enough of a dent to kill off Muck? Or will Ninetales do Stab Flamethrower? And when I mean stab, I mean, you know, Ninetales is a fire type and Flamethrower is a fire type move, so there's a 1.5 times boost. Alright, so Ninetales is going to go straight away for the Calm Mind. And alright, so this match is really starting to get intense, folks. Alright, so Torkoal's going to do an Earthquake, and it's going to break the Substitute. Alright, so let's see. I think that Ninetales yeah, Ninetales is just waiting for that moment where Torkoal just switches out. Alright. So Ninetales is gonna go directly into Shuckle. Alright, so there's the Earthquake. I'm going to assume that Muck is gonna come in because Toxic protection. There we go. That's what's so great about having Muck in your team. If you suspect something of having Toxic, you can always just throw Muck in there. Alright, so I'm going to assume that Shuckle is going to probably do an encore here. Now, to be completely honest, I don't see anything to fear in Ninetales other than Calm Mind Substitute. Oh, nice. So that means Muck will get to attack while on Encore. So far we know about Muck is that he has Brick Break, Ice Punch, Brick Break, Ice Punch, Thunder Punch, and Curse. So we know this set of Muck. And we know all of Frags' team so far. There's still two more hidden Pokemon from Lorenzo, so there we go. Muck does get affected by the static ability, and the Encore has ended. But personally, I don't think it'll matter because Muck has the move Curse anyway, so the speed is going to be cut as you progressively do Curse. So yeah, speed-wise, Paralysis is not that good. However, well, I mean, it's great, but you know, just it's not really needed. But what is needed is if Muck gets a Parahax, meaning that it can't move. That's going to be useful for Frags. And Raichu has been frozen solid. Man, if this was Pokemon Stadium right now, Frags would lose his Raichu right away. I mean, at least in Pokemon frozen Pokemon have a chance to defrost, but in Pokemon Stadium, there's no mercy at all. So, yeah. Alright, so once you're frozen, it's over in Pokemon Stadium. Alright, so Ninetales is going to do a Flamethrower here. There is one good thing about Muck's situation here. You know what it is? It's the fact that Muck is paralyzed. That's actually a good thing because Ninetales can't pull off a Will-O-Wisp. So that completely throws out status ailments. So Lorenzo has defeated Frags. I assume that there was probably some connection issue or something. Other than that, GG. Congratulations to Lorenzo. And we're filming this from Meteor Falls. This is the Roy Rogers News Channel. Don't forget to comment or subscribe to my channel, like or dislike the content that you see here. And this is the Roy Rogers News Channel, signing off. Fast, accurate, unbiased, Roy Rogers